Hi, today we have Rancilio Silvia. We'll try to diagnose and replace the pump, which doesn't work. It makes humming noise, but doesn't pump any water out of the brew head. You can hear it now. You can hear the three-way valve clicks. There is power to the pump because it makes humming noise, but either the electrical coil is shorted or one of the springs which are located on both sides of the piston is broken and the piston is stuck on one side and it doesn't move freely. In both cases we need to replace the pump if we don't have parts for the pump, let's say spare coil or springs from another pump. In both cases we need to replace the pump. Before starting the repair, be sure to unplug the machine from the outlet. This is an important thing for your safety. And we'll start with removing the water tank. There will be some water in the hoses. And there are 4 screws on top cover. You need to unscrew them. Now, using a long screwdriver, Phillips, you have to loosen these 2 screws here which are holding the back cover to the frame. Just need to loosen them, no need to unscrew completely. The long screwdriver makes it much easier because otherwise you have to put it here and turn at this location, which is not convenient. Also be very careful with the stainless steel edges of the frame and the covers. They are very sharp, you can cut your fingers. There is 3rd screw which is down there. There is cut in the back plate which is separating the water tank from the boiler. There is 1 screw down there holding the back cover to the frame. That one also needs to be loosened. Again, the long screwdriver makes it much easier, otherwise you can cut your hand here. Just loosen it. Then you have to push the lower end of the cover back, or you can use flat screwdriver and insert it between the frame and cover, and then lift up, slightly open it and remove it. Now we need to unscrew these 2 screws, removing the plate between the boiler and the water tank. Here is the pump. It looks like this pump is being replaced already once. It has Teflon tape between the connector, 90-degree connector, and the plastic outlet. This means that it's being replaced. Usually there is Loctite on the threading here, and there is no like this Teflon tape. We need wrench 12 or 13. Why is this so small? I'll get another one. I need to put some paper towel because water from the hose will leak down. Right. The next thing is to remove the hose, intake hose, releasing the clamp like this and pulling it. It's easier to remove the pump if you remove this 90-degree plastic connector to the pump using flat screwdriver. Here it is. Disconnect the wires, remember which one is connected where. And here is the pump. It's 41 watts, 1 minute work, 1 minute rest, but probably the coil is shorted. We need to unscrew this connector because we'll use it for the new pump. Hold this plastic wire outlet with 13 or 12 wrench and unscrew. If your pump never been replaced, you'll have here Loctite. It will be a little bit hard until you break it, and then it will go easier. You can use a wrench like this. Here is the new pump. Nowadays most machines come with 52 watts, same Ulka pump. It's slightly more powerful. 1 minute work, 1.5 minute rest. And it needs to be connected to this 90-degree connector. Before attaching this connector to the pump, you need to clean very well the Loctite on the threading, or in this case I have Teflon tape. The best way is using, at the beginning you can use a screwdriver, and then to clean it well in the threading you need a wire brush, and brush it like this and peel the, in this case we have this Teflon tape. I will use again Teflon tape. It's faster, and many of you may not have Loctite for locking threads. After cleaning the threading, it should look like this. And now I will use plumber's tape, Teflon tape, to seal the threading. You have to roll it flat on the threading, slightly applying force, pulling the tape, and make probably around 10 turns, not too thick. And here it. And using your nail, push it into the threading a little bit like this, so it will be easier to start, and the plastic connector will not push it out. Something like this. This is the new pump. Be sure it starts straight, don't cross thread it. Don't force at the end because it's plastic and it may damage the internal parts. And the angle you can adjust by using the wrench, holding it here and turning it so it looks like this. You can adjust it later. No need to use wrench here because you will damage the internal parts. It's tight enough so it won't leak. This connector is loose. I'll squeeze it a little bit. You may use pliers to hold the hose because it's twisting and you may damage it. At the end, you need to hold the connector and tighten. Return the hose to straight position. Like this. Adjust the pump angle. And now we'll test the pump. I'll just get some water and cap. Here is the water tank. The intake hose is inside the water. We have cap here under the steam wand. Open the valve, turn on the machine and press the coffee button. As you can see, it started immediately. It draws water into the boiler and you can see steady water coming out of the brew head, from the steam wand. There is some leak from the steam wand. I have to check that one as well. In some cases, when the pump is new, it won't start immediately. It needs to be primed. Take this hose and one large syringe, fill it with water. Remember this hose with the cut. This is the intake hose. And force water using the syringe inside. At the same time, the pump should run and the steam valve should be open. In this case, the pump will start immediately and it will clear air inside the system. Now we need to test the pump and the whole machine under pressure. For this we need blind basket, or if you don't have, use the disc, which is rubber disc, which is supplied with the machine. Attach it to the brew head. Close the valve and press the coffee button and look for leaks. If everything is good, you should get this amount of water coming from the return hose from the overpressure valve. This means that the pump has enough pressure to open the overpressure valve, which is right there. I'll lift this one here. And this shows that the pump is working properly, and it should be regulated in the factory for 9 bars. It's better not to touch it if you don't have pressure gauge for adjusting it. Now we need to close the machine. First hook the top screws. Sometimes it's hard to match the lower ones. Oh, this thing is on the way. And this is how you on Rancilio Silvia. Thank you for watching.